A pilgrimage is a journey or search of moral or spiritual significance. Typically, it is a journey to a shrine or other location of importance to a person's beliefs and faith, although sometimes it can be a metaphorical journey into someone's own beliefs. Many religions attach spiritual importance to particular places, the place of birth or death of founders or saints, or to the place of their calling, or spiritual awakening, or of their connection with the divine, to locations where miracles were performed or witnessed, or locations where a deity is said to live or be housed, or any site that is seen to have special spiritual powers. Such sites may be commemorated with shrines or temples that devotees are encouraged to visit for their own spiritual benefit, to be healed or have questions answered or to achieve some other spiritual benefit. A person who makes such a journey is called a pilgrim. As a common human experience, pilgrimage has been proposed as a Jungian archetype by Wallace, Clift and Dalby. Clift. The Holy Land acts as a focal point for the pilgrimages of the Abrahamic religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. According to a Stockholm University study in 2011, these pilgrims visit the Holy Land to touch and see physical manifestations of their faith, confirm their beliefs in the holy context with collective excitation, and connect personally to the Holy Land. In the early 21st century, the numbers of people of all faiths making pilgrimages has continued to rise, with 39 of the most popular sites alone receiving an estimated 200 million visitors every year. There is a growing awareness within the major faith organizations that fulfilling the spiritual obligations of pilgrimage may paradoxically conflict with the spiritual obligation to care for the natural world. In response to these concerns, a global green pilgrimage network was inaugurated in 2011, with municipal and religious authorities from Bahá'í, Buddhist, Christian, Taoist, Islamic, Jewish, Shinto and Sikh sacred sites committing to the shared goal of minimizing the environmental impact of pilgrims and, ultimately, achieving a positive footprint for pilgrimage. In 2012, an India chapter of the Green Pilgrimage Network was launched, with a further 10 Buddhist, Hindu, Islamic and Sikh pilgrimage sites from across India. Bahá'í Faith. Baha'u'llah decreed pilgrimage to two places in the Kitab-i-Aqdas, the House of Baha'u'llah in Baghdad, Iraq, and the House of the Babi in Shiraz, Iran. Later, Abdul-Baha designated the shrine of Baha'u'llah at Baji, Israel as a site of pilgrimage. The designated sites for pilgrimage are currently not accessible to the majority of Baha'is, as they are in Iraq and Iran respectively, and thus when Baha'is currently refer to pilgrimage, it refers to a 9-day pilgrimage which consists of visiting the holy places at the Baha'i World Center in northwest Israel and Haifa, Acre, and Barja. Buddhism. There are 4 places that Buddhists make pilgrimage to: Lumbini Buddha's birthplace, Bodh Gaya, place of enlightenment, Sarnath, where he delivered his first teaching, Kisanara, where he attained Mahaparinirvana. Other pilgrimage places in India and Nepal connected to the life of Gautama Buddha are Savatthi, Pataliputra, Nalanda, Gaya, Vaisali, Sankesha, Kapilavastu, Kosambi, Rajagaha, Varanasi, Sabarimala. Other famous places for Buddhist pilgrimage include India Sankai, Ellora, Ajanta. Thailand, Sukhothai, Ayutthaya, Wat Phra Ko, Wat Doi Sup. Tibet, Lhasa, Mount Kailash, Lake Namtsu. Cambodia, Angkor Wat, Silver Pagoda. Sri Lanka, Polonnaruwa, Temple of the Tooth, Anuradhapura. Laos, Luang Prabang. Myanmar, Bagan, Sargoing Hill. Nepal, Tanith, Swayambhunith. Indonesia, Borobudur. China, Yongkang, Lungmen Caves. The Four Sacred Mountains, Japan, Shikoku Pilgrimage, 88 Temple Pilgrimage in the Shikoku Island. Japan 100 Canon, pilgrimage composed of the Seigoku, Banda and Chichibu pilgrimages. Seigoku 33 Canon, pilgrimage in the Kansai region. Banda 33 Canon, pilgrimage in the Kanta region. Chichibu 34 Canon, pilgrimage in Saitama Prefecture. Kagoku 33 Canon, pilgrimage in the Kagoku region. Kumano Koda Mount Kaya. Christianity. Christian pilgrimage was first made to sites connected with the birth, life, crucifixion and resurrection of Jesus. Aside from the early example of Origen in the 3rd century, surviving descriptions of Christian pilgrimages to the Holy Land date from the 4th century, when pilgrimage was encouraged by church fathers including Saint Jerome, and established by Helena, the mother of Constantine the Great. Pilgrimages were, and are, also made to Rome and other sites associated with the apostles, saints and Christian martyrs, as well as to places where there have been apparitions of the Virgin Mary. A popular pilgrimage site is along the way of St. James to Santiago de Compostela, in Galicia, Spain, to the shrine of the Apostle James. Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales recounts tales told by Christian pilgrims on their way to Canterbury Cathedral and the shrine of Thomas Becket. Hinduism. According to Carol Werner's Popular Dictionary of Hinduism, most Hindu places of pilgrimage are associated with legendary events from the lives of various gods. Almost any place can become a focus for pilgrimage, but in most cases they are sacred cities, rivers, lakes, and mountains. Hindus are encouraged to undertake pilgrimages during their lifetime, though this practice is not considered absolutely mandatory. Most Hindus visit sites within their region or locale. Kumbh Mela is the largest pilgrimage recorded in history. Kumbh Mela is also credited with the largest gathering of humans in the entire world. The location is rotated among Allahabad, Haridwar, Nashik, and Ujjain. Chardham, the 4 holy sites Purai, Rameswaram, Dwarka, and Badrinath compose the Chardham pilgrimage circuit. Old holy cities as per Puranic texts, Varanasi formerly known as Kashi, Allahabad formerly known as Pyag, Haridwar Rishikesh, Mathura Vrindavan, Pandharpur, Pathan and Ayodhya. Major temple cities, Purai, which hosts a major Vaishnava Jagannath temple and Rath Yatra celebration. Katra, home to the Vaishno Devi temple. 3 comparatively recent temples of fame and huge pilgrimage are Shirdi, home to Sai Baba of Shirdi, Tirumala, Tirupati, home to the Tirumala Venkateswara temple, and Sabarimala, where Swami Ayyappan is worshipped. Shaktipeethas, another important set of pilgrimages are the Shaktipeethas, where the mother goddess is worshipped, the 2 principal ones being Kalahat and Kamakar. Islam. The pilgrimage to Mecca is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. It should be attempted at least once in the lifetime of all able-bodied Muslims who can afford to do so. It is the most important of all Muslim pilgrimages, and is the largest pilgrimage for Muslims. Another important place for Muslims is the city of Medina, the 2nd holiest place in Islam, in Saudi Arabia, where Muhammad rests in Al-Masjid al-Nabawi. The ihram is meant to show equality of all pilgrims in the eyes of Allah, that there is no difference between a prince and a pauper. Ihram is also symbolic for holy virtue and pardon from all past sins. While wearing the ihram in Mecca, a pilgrim may not shave, clip their nails, wear perfume, swear or quarrel, hunt, kill any creature, uproot or damage plants, cover the head for men or the face and hands for women, marry, wear shoes over the ankles, perform any dishonest acts or carry weapons. If they do any of these, their pilgrimage is invalid. Arba'een. The Arba'een, meaning the 40th day, is the 40th day of the martyrdom of Shia Muslims' 3rd Imam, Imam Hussein. Approximately a week before this day, pilgrims set out on foot to visit their Imam's shrine and mourn his tragic death in Karbala. Their numbers reach and surpass 17 million, making it one of the largest Muslim gatherings in the world. Imam Riza. Visiting the Imam Riza shrine can be considered the 2nd largest Muslim pilgrim in the world. Imam Riza is the Shia Muslims' 8th Imam. According to some estimates, this shrine receives around 20 million pilgrims every year, which peaks during the Iranian Nowruz holidays. Judaism. While Solomon's temple stood, Jerusalem was the center of the Jewish religious life and the site of the 3 pilgrimage festivals of Passover, Shavuot and Sukkot, and all adult men who were able were required to visit and offer sacrifices at the temple. After the destruction of the temple, the obligation to visit Jerusalem and to make sacrifices no longer applied. The obligation was restored with the rebuilding of the temple, but following its destruction in 70 CE, the obligation to make a pilgrimage to Jerusalem and offer sacrifices again went into abeyance. The western retaining wall of the Temple Mount, known as the Western Wall or Wailing Wall, remains in the Old City of Jerusalem and is the most sacred and visited site for Jews. Pilgrimage to this area was off-limits to Jews from 1948 to 1967, when East Jerusalem was under Jordanian control. There are numerous lesser Jewish pilgrimage destinations, mainly tombs of Tzaddikim, throughout the land of Israel and all over the world, including Hebron, Bethlehem, Mount Meron, Netivot, Uman, Ukraine, Silistra, Bulgaria, Damana, Egypt, and many others. Meher Baba, the main pilgrimage sites associated with the spiritual teacher Meher Baba are Meherabad, India, where Baba completed the major portion of his work and where his tomb is now located, and Meherazad, India, where Baba resided later in his life. Sikhism. The Sikh religion does not place great importance on pilgrimage. Guru Nanak Dev was asked, "Should I go and bathe at pilgrimage places?" and replied, "God's name is the real pilgrimage place, which consists of contemplation of the word of God, and the cultivation of inner knowledge." Eventually, however, Amritsar and Harmandir Sahib became the center of the Sikh faith, and if a Sikh goes on pilgrimage, it is usually to this place considered the spiritual and cultural center of Sikhs rather than a pilgrimage. Zoroastrianism. In Iran, there are several pilgrimage sites or destinations called Pirs in several provinces, though the most familiar ones are in the province of Yazd. In addition to the traditional Yazdi shrines, new sites may be in the process of becoming pilgrimage destinations. The ruins of ancient fire temples. One such site is the ruin of the Sasanian-era Azarga-Shasp fire temple in Iran's Azerbaijan province. Other sites are the ruins of At-Ray, south of the capital Tehran, and the Firozabad ruins 60 kilometers south of Shiraz in the province of Pars. In India, a pilgrimage destination is the Cathedral Fire Temple that houses the Aransha Atash Biram, is located in the small town of Utvada in the west coast province of Gujarat. See also, Burial places of founders of world religions, HCPT The Pilgrimage Trust, Junray, List of shrines, List of significant religious sites, Monastery, Pardon, Ramiria, Sacred Travel, World Youth Day, Notes. Further reading, Al-Nak, Amar 1972. The Pilgrimage Tradition in West Africa. Khartoum, Khartoum University Press. Includes a map African pilgrimage routes to Mecca, circa 1300 to 1900, Coleman, Simon and John Elsner, Pilgrimage, Past and Present in the World Religions. Cambridge, Harvard University Press. Coleman, Simon and John ed., Reframing Pilgrimage. Cultures in Motion. London, Routledge. Davidson, Linda K. and David M. Gittleitz, Pilgrimage, From the Ganges to Grassland, an Encyclopedia. Santa Barbara, California ABC Clio. Gittleitz, David M. and Linda K. Davidson. Pilgrimage and the Jews. Westport, Connecticut, Praeger. Jakowski, Anthony. 1998. Pilgrimage, Pilgrimage. Rocklaw, Wiedornik Dolnozlewski. Kirschbaum and Gattinger, via Francigena, DVD documentation, of a modern pilgrimage to Rome, ISBN 3-200-00500-9, Verlaga Eurovia, Vienna 2005, Margary, Peter Jan, Shrines and Pilgrimage in the Modern World. New Itineraries into the Sacred. Amsterdam, Amsterdam University Press. Sumption, Jonathan. 2002. Pilgrimage, An Image of Medieval Religion. London, Faber and Faber Limited. Wolfe, Michael 1997. 1000 Roads to Mecca. New York, Grove Press. Zarnecki, George, The Monastic World, The Contributions of the Orders ppA 36 in Evans, Joe 1985. The Flowering of the Middle Ages. London, Thames and Hudson Limited.